everyone, welcome to Heart of Philly. Today we're at the Mill Creek Farm with Micaiah Hall, the farm's director. And the farm is at 49th and Brown Street in West Philly. So we're going to find out what Micaiah's been doing here and growing here. And he's going to educate us a little bit about what's going on in the heart of Philly. Hi, Micaiah, I'm sorry. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Thank you for inviting us here today, and I want to know, how long have you been here? Is it 11 years, the 11th season?
Yeah, Mill Creek has been here this is starting our 11th year. I myself have been here about 4 seasons, 4 years, and it's been getting increasingly better every season. When Mill Creek first started, 11 years ago, it was after this land had been sitting dormant and vacant for about 20 years. So it was a lot of trash, a lot of bad activity. It was an eyesore to the community, and the neighbors felt like, well, we could do something to make it better. And that's when the movement started to happen to try to clean up this area. And eventually, through certain grants that were put out by the Philadelphia Water Department, who actually owns the land, we were able to acquire it on a basis of basically knowing that nobody was going to do anything on it. And we've been here since then, farming, growing about 5,000 pounds of food annually on a half acre. We grow every
5,000 pounds of food.
Last year, probably more like 6,500.
That's amazing. And is it all on do you have a lot of volunteers that come to help out, to work the grounds and to take care of everything on the farm?
It's a team effort, it really is. I myself, I feel like I live here because I'm out here so much.
It's a lot of work.
It's a commitment, but when you do this kind of work, you're passionate about it. My grandfather used to tell me, it's not work until you don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
And I love what I do, so it's really enjoyable. It keeps you healthy, but Philadelphia doesn't have many green spaces,
Right.
So just to be able to come into the green space and connect with nature is therapeutic. From our day-to-day activity in the concrete jungle out here,
Yeah, a lot of concrete in Philly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you do something with the kids, too. You have K through 8 and some education going on here, too.
Oh, yeah,
Tell me about that.
Absolutely. So, we're a nonprofit organization, Mill Creek Farm, and our status is as an educational urban farm. So we really do focus on the educational component of what we do. We work with schools in our surrounding areas, doing after-school programming with them, where they'll have sometimes outdoor classrooms right here at the farm. And we also have tours that we do all throughout the season, during the school year and all for the school year. And it will range in age from preschoolers, 3, 4 years old, all the way to college students and college graduates, and team building exercise for corporations,
Right.
So it's a wide variety of the type of people we get, the age of people we get. It's a diversity of culture that we get here at the farm, which I feel is one of the most beautiful things about it, because it becomes a melting pot where people are able to interact and blend, and probably outside of this space, maybe it wouldn't happen,
Right, and the kids need that.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
need to learn. They need to get their hands into the soil
Absolutely.
and learn how to be able to learn how to grow these vegetables.
That's it.
And to eat healthier, right?
And hands-on is the best teacher, know. And when they got their hands on it, then they really do learn in a way that they won't forget, because it's an experience that you give them.
And that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. What they're learning today.
And I've had children come on the farm, girl, 14 years old, and she ate a cherry from my tree, and she told me, that's the first time I ever had a cherry before. And I was just amazed that, she was 14 years old. Cherries grow around here in the Northeast, and she never had a cherry before. But that just let me know the access to fresh food, the access to food that I was used to growing up with, it's not there for
The
everybody.
kids are not getting it.
All the
but-
kids don't get it. Yeah.
But now they know that you're here.
They know, they
and now
know.
they know they can get it.
And we do
right?
high school internships too. So I have this season we have 9 summer jobs that we created for high school interns, in which they'll work on the farm for, I believe, like 30 hours a week, and they'll get paid. They'll of course, it's good to make a couple dollars, but then they get the education that we're talking about, you
Right.
know, and they learn to connect with food. They get an education also in life skills, you know,
Right.
learning how to manage that money that they're making. We help them set up bank accounts.
Oh,
you know,
that's great.
and we help them
really.
do everything needed to fill out the application and inquiring their paperwork and their work papers. So beyond Mill Creek, it'll still be
Yeah.
a benefit. you
Life
know.
skills for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
They're learning. They're
That's it.
learning how to benefit
That's
from
it.
all of this and to move on with their lives and to be really healthy, well educated.
It's a you would think that it was I think sometimes I take it for granted, you know, to say, oh yeah, I grew up with that, you know, I had food on the table. My parents worked very hard to make sure I come from a family of 6, that we have food on the table.
Right.
But everyone and that I work with here in the neighborhood, they don't have that opportunity. You know, there's a thing called food deserts. I don't quite like the term, but it captions a problem about access to fresh food in communities that don't have it. And there's a
Right.
direct correlation between how they can access healthy food and health issues that are had, attention deficit disorders, and all types of mental disorders.
Autism.
They're
They're looking
autism.
at autism and
Okay.
other childhood illnesses that lead into adult
Okay.
illnesses, and it all like evolves from how you eat as a child,
you eat.
and also the pesticides and things that are
the things they're
used
spraying on these.
on the food that we are eating that
Terrible.
is causing illness and life illnesses, that diabetes, heart disease, all kinds of illnesses
Yes.
from eating foods that are saturated with different chemicals, and we're ingesting that.
It's serious problem.
You're growing organic food here, and you're teaching the kids what not to eat and what to eat, so they can grow up and be healthy and not be sick, not get sick on some of this stuff.
That's
great.
That's the vision.
That's
you know?
it.
Trying to
That's-
think forward. You know, trying to
You
think
have
long
it
term.
starts in childhood, though.
It does.
And these kids could go home and they could teach their parents a thing or two too.
It
Right?
happens.
Yeah.
You would be surprised because my children inspire me, and I do what they tell me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you'd be surprised how many kids have come home and say, "Yeah, you never had Swiss chard, mom." And now mom tries Swiss chard that the child grew here and brought home. And
Right.
mom is amazed. You grew that?
Right.
And she eats it, and now she eats Swiss chard all the time.
And a lot of that food is rich in vitamins.
Oh man,
So
it makes the
they're
high
just
blood pressure
so-
goes
that's
down.
right,
It makes
that's
the
right.
diabetes disappear. We're not talking
Right.
about putting a Band-Aid on it.
No.
We're talking about real
Getting rid of
preventive
it. Getting
and cures.
That's it. That's
We
it.
call our pharmacy, we say, we like to have a joke and say, hey, we have a pharmacy, but we spell it with a F-A-R-M.
Hey, I
you
like
know?
that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
And
pretty
this
cool.
food is medicine.
That's
you know?
it. That's
it can
right.
heal you up from the inside down here all the way to up here and what we feeling. A lot of our emotions is even connected to what we're eating, but you know, it's part of the work of Mill Creek. It's not just to grow the food. It's to educate.
That's great.
If you can't educate, you can't make the permanent changes that you need to make. You know, knowledge is power. And sometimes in these communities that I work in Philadelphia, people are almost powerless because they don't have the knowledge. They haven't been given the opportunity. Today we had a farmer's market. After our farmer's market, we had Dr. Micaiah Hall from Westchester University give a lecture and a workshop on soil safety and soil science so that people could be aware of lead toxins in the soil, arsenics, and different chemicals that are in the soil that could be dangerous to play and touch in, much less grow your food in.
Right.
And so, like I said, knowledge is power. As people become knowledgeable of that, then they change the way they grow food. They change the way that they interact with contaminated soil, so on and so forth. And that's our what we feel is our role and our responsibility at Mill Creek, is to provide that educational outlet not just for youth, you know, because lots of times you could affect the youth, but mom still buys the groceries and cooks the food.
Right.
So
right.
you gotta get through the hurt.
You gotta help the kids, but you have to help the parents understand too, because they're raising their children. They're raising the kids.
See it.
Right.
So it's all part of the work that we do, you know, and we feel it's important. We don't always get paid the most money, but I feel like we have the most reward and good feeling about the work we do.
That's good. So you had the farm stand every weekend?
Yeah.
It's every Saturday and Sunday?
No, just on Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Yeah.
And what time?
11.
Is it open?
We start at 11 a.m. in the morning, and we go till 2 in the afternoon. A lot of people volunteer. We do a volunteer work day that starts at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So people will come and get their hands dirty from 9 to about 12. And then we offer workshops, those educational workshops that go from 12 to 2. So that's going to be every Saturday all the way through Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's great. So, you know, a lot of people, they think of Thanksgiving and they think of all the families that are without food.
Mm-hmm.
So you're working right up to Thanksgiving so that people have the food they need, because there is a lot of poverty everywhere. There are a lot of people struggling. But you're teaching them. You're teaching them how to do it themselves. So even in their own little home, their own little, maybe a little piece of ground that they could, or a pot to grow something in, that they can do it themselves at home, right?
If I take you around the farm a little bit, I'm gonna show you some of the things that we teach, and really it's urban agriculture science. And when you're looking at that, you're looking always at small spaces,
right?
And trying to maximize small spaces.
Make the most of it.
I used to I won a competition from PHS, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Horticultural Society.
I heard about that.
And they had a competition for individual vegetable garden. And I won first place in this competition. And the space that I used that won that competition was 12 feet by 12 feet by 12 feet. It was tiny. And I grew enough food there to feed my family and give away to 2 of my neighbors. I couldn't eat all the food I grew out of there.
Oh, that's really great.
And it's just about maximizing. So we try to teach people. We teach people how to build vertical towers. How to
grow up.
Yeah. How to,
you don't have the space?
Plant out of containers.
Yes.
You know, taking containers. These are sugar snap peas here, right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, go ahead, have one. Yeah, these are really good. These are my favorite peas. They're really sweet.
So you just eat the whole thing?
I'm going to eat the whole thing. It's more sweet. Sugar snap peas, you love them.
Oh, these are great.
Yeah, they're good.
This is really good. It's really good.
We catch our own water. So I catch water from my gutters. 50 gallons. I have 150 gallons of rainwater on tap almost all the time. My plants like rainwater way better. There's no chlorine, fluoride, or the 200 other chemicals that you can't pronounce that they put in your tap water. So yeah, everything we can do to be sustainable. Try to teach people and that come to Mill Creek Farm environmental sustainability, and that we're all stewards of the planet Earth. We all have a responsibility to leave less of a carbon print, to make it better than it was when we left. So anything that we can do, whether it's catching the sun in our solar power panels, and creating energy like that, whether it's catching rainwater and recycling it. I have gray water systems that we're recycling water that we, instead of wasting it, and we have an extensive compost system where we don't let any food go to waste, and it turns back to soil, the most healthy soil to feed the plants. It's just a complete cycle. You see it. Mm-hmm. We have a waterless toilet, a composting toilet, and we use the compost from it to feed a banana tree that we have, a decorative banana tree. It doesn't give us bananas, but all these are little things that we're doing, like I said, to not only grow food, but also to try to teach environmental sustainability, and responsibility. Yeah.
Right. How many acres are here?
This is a half acre.
Okay.
And it's a half acre on the other side. It's an acre in full.
Okay.
But I only grow on a half acre. The other other half acre is for the community gardeners.
Okay.
So that's people in the neighborhood that have their own personal plots, and they
that's
grow
cool.
food for their families. Yeah.
Oh,
So
great. So if they don't have any area to grow, you're allowing them to come here to do it.
absolutely,
That's great.
and it's a great relationship because they keep an eye on my farm to make sure it doesn't get vandalized. You know, everything is right. If there's a problem, they call me right away. I give you see the seedlings. I have some seedlings over there. I have some seedlings on the back of my truck too. But I give them seedlings and vegetable starts to start their gardens. They need compost. They need mulch. I give
Right.
that to them through our relationship we have with PHS, City Harvest, different organizations in the city of Philadelphia. They support us, and in turn, we're able to
You
support
support
them.
The
That's
people
it.
here.
Yeah.
This is a real community effort.
Yeah.
It's a real community effort,
Yeah.
and that's why you're doing well, and that's why you're here 11 years doing this, because it's a community effort to keep it growing and going, right?
That's
That's
it.
great.
Yeah.
Growing and going right here. Okay, show me the
Alright,
farm.
okay,
I'm
cool.
excited to see everything.
Cool. We take a little walk around. So I have, you see all these white covers. I have row covers to create a physical barrier between the pests that are around and our plants. Like you
Right.
said, we don't use any chemicals, so I'm not spraying any pesticides or insecticides on anything. The majority of my pests are maintained through soil quality. If you have a high quality soil, you keep your pests down. Through weeding, if you're able to maintain your weeds, you can keep your pests down. And then row covers and creating a physical barrier between the pests and our plants. But under the row covers, you'll find things like beautiful collard greens that are
Oh,
coming
they
up.
look great.
And these were planted in April,
April.
and they're already, you know, happy.
So that means the soil's very good when you're
This-
seeing it grow so nicely.
Yeah, we've been amending the soil for 11 years, so it didn't get good overnight.
No, it took a lot of hard work, right?
Yeah,
Little muscle.
a little muscle, a little sweat, you
Right.
know, a little
love.
prayer, a little love.
a
Yeah,
little prayer.
it all come together.
That's
you know?
right.
Over here we have some curly kales.
Oh, wow.
You know, it needs some weeding, but that's what we had out at our market today. Our kale is what we do is we find out what the neighborhood likes, and it's important to cater to the needs and wants of your neighborhood or your community. Neighborhood loves kale, you know,
So healthy,
so
too.
healthy. Love collard greens.
I know that I've put kale, I've made smoothies out of kale.
Oh,
like
yeah.
in my blender.
Oh,
like
yeah.
just throw a lot of really good stuff and kale.
And I tell you, when I use kale in the juicer, I usually use this kind of kale
Let me
here,
see.
which is a different kind of variety of kale. We call this one Red Russian. And this one is a little more resistant to the cold weather. So this kale here will grow for me into December. Into the middle of December, I'll still have Red Russian kale because it's so cold resistant.
Oh, wow.
But I think it's the best for juicing because these stems are very juicy. When you cut them, water just drips out.
Oh, wow.
So they're full of juice. They're tasty for a salad too, but when I juice, I like to use Red Russian kale.
And what do you, just to give me an idea, with when you make like a smoothie with this, what would you add to that? Fresh kale and what else?
I would probably put some avocado. I would probably put some sort of fruit for my sweetener and flavor. So I have strawberries in season right now. So I might add some strawberries to it.
Oh, that sounds so
You
good.
know?
Yeah.
And I like
Packed with vitamins. Packed with
absolutely. I like certain nuts are better for you than others. So I like walnuts. Just a little more nutritious for me. So I might use some walnuts in there. I like for sweetener, dates.
Oh, I
in my
love
smoothie, dates is
Oh,
the
that
best
sounds
sweetener.
good. That sounds really good.
Put some dates
And
in
it has
there.
some fiber too.
Yeah, it
You're
does.
putting fiber in
That's
that,
it.
which we all need that fiber.
That's it.
And our systems need it.
And I might put a splash. If I don't put no juice, if I do use a juice, I might use a little bit of orange juice or a little bit of apple juice. If I don't use a juice, then I would use like an almond milk, a little bit of it. And yeah, man.
Oh, that
it up.
sounds so
you know?
good.
With a
I
little
want to go
spice,
home.
a
I want to
nutmeg.
start picking and go home and whip something up in my blender.
Maybe next time you come, I spoil
Okay.
you guys.
We'll have a little
alright?
basket ready for me,
Yeah,
right?
I got you. I got you.
Okay, I know.
You could do that. Yeah, but you know, plants will tell you if they're happy or not.
Right.
You know, I
If
think,
they're wilting or if they're nice and... Oh, what is under here?
yeah,
What
I
is
think
this?
that when you look at your plants, they're a good indicator if they're happy or not. These are, like I was saying, one of my most popular greens is collard greens, which is a southern favorite. We
wow.
have three different varieties of collard greens that we grow here. This variety is called Champion collard greens, and we also have it's called Top Bunch collard greens, and the leaves kind of come more upward like this. And those are the Top Bunch ones, and then we also have another variety called Flash, and they're the probably most resistant to the cooler weather, and they come up the fastest.
How long... Was this in April that you planted this, or has this been
Yeah.
growing for a while?
No, we planted these right around April too.
Okay.
Not from seed, from seedlings. So we have partnership. We don't have a greenhouse here right now, but that's a project that's on the agenda for this summer, to build a greenhouse, a special kind of greenhouse. It's what's called an earth ship structure. And earthships are basically buildings that are made with sustainable material like recycled tires. And their tires are used as bricks, and they create a lot of thermal mass that lets
very
heat stay
interesting.
trapped inside the
Right.
buildings.
From all of your natural things that you have to build and use that you already have.
That's right.
Right. That's good.
right. And so we're gonna build a greenhouse with that design, and it will stay warm throughout the winter, and we'll be able to do a lot of our own vegetable starts here. Right now we do them at Bartram's Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, it's with a relationship we have with PHS and City Harvest Program. But they start the seedlings in January, February, and by the time we get the seedlings from them, it'll be about March, be about this big.
Oh, okay. Ready,
I put them in
ready
the
to
ground, they're little babies, you know. But it's a lot better than seeds, because it's tough to start them from seed when the soil is cold. And coming into March, I still have snow.
And
some
and the
days.
weather's been kind of off and on. It's been very
Fluctuate.
different this year, in the past couple of years, actually.
It really has been. So yeah, that's the advantages of a greenhouse, is you can get started early, you know. But organization, like for me, is key to maximize my space. So I utilize just about every space I can here. I irrigate my crops through this right here. It's called drip tape. So this tape right here is it's connected to a hose, and when I turn on the water, it runs through here, and on the back side is little tiny slits that will let the water just seep out very slowly right to the soil.
Right where the roots are into the soil, right? So it's
Exactly.
getting the proper hydration
There
in
it
the
is.
ground, right?
And you're not wasting a drop.
Right.
Because
that's
they're
good.
going right to the only place that it really needs it, okay? With spray systems, sometimes you have a chance of spreading disease. You could spread bacteria and viruses and fungus from one plant to the next. If it sprays, and it catches, and it goes off to the next plant. So, and then a lot of that water ends up in the air.
And then the crop gets ruined too.
See it?
Right.
So that's why we use drip tape systems. But there's a lot of different ways to irrigate your crops, but you have to irrigate them here. I have a lot of garlic.
Oh, I
that's
love
coming
my
up.
garlic.
These are 3 rolls of garlic.
Wow.
I'm going to give you guys a gift today. These are a delicacy that comes once a year. It's called garlic scapes.
Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah, garlic scapes. Smell
What's
this.
this? Let me see.
Smell this.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look, I'm half Italian and I love my garlic. Oh,
Me
I've
too.
never heard of that. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
Garlic scapes, it comes once a year.
Oh, wow.
Just before the garlic gets ripe. these scapes come out, and on the top right here is where the flower would eventually a bulb would come and a flower.
Right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
the flower. The garlic is underground. It's a root. It's a root crop. So we plant the garlic in the fall time.
Okay.
And when you plant garlic, you just plant one clove.
Oh, it smells so good.
Plant one garlic clove, and it turns into a whole bulb.
Really? I never knew that.
That's how you plant garlic.
So I have a little patio area at home, so I could have a pot and plant garlic and one garlic, and I'll have one of these, right?
That's
and
right.
What color are the flowers?
They'll be yellow, but you'll probably cut this before you get to the flower.
Okay.
Yeah, and the garlic scapes, we use these to cook with.
I see a cherry tree. Is this your cherry tree?
This is one of my cherry trees. I got 2 of them. So these cherries, we have.
Can I climb up there?
You
Is it
can.
safe?
You are. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
do
safe.
this. Are you sure this is steady here?
Yeah, no, you're good. I was up there today climbing.
So you climb up here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And we have one of the highest producing orchards in Philadelphia. We work with Philadelphia Orchard Project, and they help us to maintain trees. And they got maybe 50 different orchards around the city. They let us know it's the most productive orchard. Not that one, it has a brown spot.
I know, I won't eat this one.
All right. But I will find you a good one.
Okay, find me a good one.
All right, here's a good one. These 2 are pretty good.
Oh, thank you. So are these ripe now?
Yeah.
At this color? They don't get very red?
That's a different variety.
What type is this?
So these get more yellowish. They don't get dark red. And my other variety of cherry tree is the next one down. It's kind of hard to get to, but those get more red.
These are good.
Yeah, nutritious and delicious.
It's really good.
It's a little tart. Got a little tang
But that's
to it.
okay. They would
It's
be
sweet.
great for a cherry pie.
It is.
Because my grandmother had a cherry tree,
That's it.
and her favorite thing was making cherry pies in the summertime.
Ah.
So yummy. Or even like, I think in a salad, you could cut these up and put them in a salad, right?
Oh, we put them in everything. And our strawberry, we got some other fruit. You know, those are blackberries right here next to you. These will be huge. These get big like this.
Oh, and they're good.
And they turn dark,
Ah.
dark, deep purple.
And they've got a lot of flavor
Oh
too.
man, those are so sweet. We have some strawberries over here.
Oh, I love strawberries.
You know, it's just some of the fruits we grow: strawberries, cherries, peaches, Asian.
Oh, I love peaches too.
We grow Asian pears. We grow green pears. We grow plums. Our plums are gonna do really well this year.
What kind of plums? The dark?
The smaller ones and purple ones and yellow ones. We have purple and yellow.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
help yourself.
Yeah.
You want strawberry cameraman?
Mmm.
All right.
Yum. Oh, they're sweet. Really good, thank you.
Nutritious
Really
and
good.
delicious.
I really, I'm just so happy that we were able to come here today and to be able to learn all of this, and for our viewers to learn too and to see all of this. There's so much, and it's right here. It's right in your backyard. It's right in your backyard, really. Really it is. And what's happening here, so you can become a part of all this too. You can come and you can give of your time, bring your kids, help them to learn, because there's so much right here to learn, so much, and it's deeper than anything else you can get. It's right here. It's getting your hands into the soil. It's volunteering your time. It's helping your community. So thank you so much, Micaiah. I really appreciate it.
No
And we're going to
problem.
come back, and I'm going to have my little basket with me next time, because I see a lot of things that I want.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys come on a Thursday, we have volunteer drop-in days on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, it's difficult for people during the week, but they go from 10 to 12. Thursday, I have such a great group of people that come on Thursday. They've all decided to have a potluck after work every Thursday. So if you ever come on a Thursday, we eat lunch together after we sweat and work hard together. You know, I'll share. I usually just make a salad. I'll run around and just clip some kale and some mustard greens and take some asparagus and some strawberries and make a pretty awesome salad. So
making
come
me
hang
hungry.
out.
My stomach is growling now. It's like growling. I'm hungry. Thank you so much again,
Yeah.
and we will be back. We
All
will
right.
be back because I want to, I want to come back, and like I said, I want to see your greenhouse you're going to
Yeah.
build and all the things moving into the future that are in here.
I love you, Heart of Philly.